as copywriter at an advertising agency, Megan Summers went the freelance route several years ago. Just as her last child was leaving home, she became a stay-at-home mom and now has a variety of interesting clients. Megan has written about being a mother for years, but this is the first time she has ever really shared her writing with anyone. When Megan went off to college, she had never visited the campus, and she drove herself there with no parents in tow. A kind of scary deal. Her piece is entitled, "Things I May Have Forgotten to Tell You." She and her husband Stu are parents to 3 wonderful adult children, Elaine, 27, Evan, 24, and Iris, 21, who are all here tonight, which thrills her to have them all together in the same place.
I am thrilled to have my kids here. And before I start, I would like to say one thing to them. The road goes on forever, but the party never ends. So, okay, here it is. These are the things I may have forgotten to tell you. Driving away from the freshman dorm on a sticky, hot central Indiana day in mid-August, it dawned on me that 18 years wasn't enough. Here I was leaving my firstborn child, my daughter, behind to face the world, and I'd only had 18 years to prepare her for it. Life has so many little details to handle. What if I hadn't covered them all with her? We talked about the biggies: sex, drugs, what color does she look best in? But what about everything else? She had always been smart, a leader, and self-motivated, and I had no doubt that she could handle the rigors of academic life. It was real life that I was concerned about. My parenting suddenly seemed less than adequate. I worried people would observe her struggling to make the right food choice or stumble over some other task I had previously controlled. And these people, unknown to me, would conclude that her mother was a failure. As my husband drove home from campus, I sat beside him, soggy Kleenex balled in my hand, and I began to compose a list of all the things I had forgotten to tell her. I furiously wrote on the back of check deposit slips. I didn't have an iPad. It was essential I made her aware of all of these things before it was too late. Before she had a chance to make a mistake that I wouldn't be there for or that I couldn't control. I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. My list grew, and when I felt it was complete, I sent it off to her. I waited a few days, and I finally called her. Yes, she'd received it. God, Mom, you are so weird. Well, I knew this, of course, because she had been telling me this for the last 18 years, but I didn't really care. I had no choice. She needed to know everything, all that I had forgotten to tell her in the previous 18 years, so here's the list I sent her. For Elaine, the things I may have forgotten to tell you. Always take a sweater. Study things that interest you, even if they don't count. Be nice, but not too nice. Recreational sex is dangerous for both your mental and your physical health. Make sure you keep a couple of Kleenex in your purse at all times. And Mom and Dad will always be here for you. Being drunk will make you look and act stupid. Your hormones are hard to fight, but try. A man's hormones are really hard to fight. Try harder. Just because it sounds like fun doesn't mean it is. And don't try to fix everything. Your Mom and Dad will always love you. Keep a close watch on your clothes in the dorm's dryer. Men don't always understand the difference between what you want and what you say you want. Some people don't deserve your friendship. Being a friend is not a one-way street. In the end, you are not responsible for any person's well-being but your own. Mom and Dad are just a phone call away. When in doubt, set the microwave for a little less time. And don't be sucked in by everything you hear and that you see. You don't have to do it all. Change your bed at least twice during the semester. If you have a hangover, don't take Advil, take Tylenol. You are so precious to your parents. When she came home for Christmas after her first semester, I was relieved to find that Elaine had not succumbed to any of the fates that I had imagined. She did confess that she did her laundry the entire semester using only fabric softener. Well, you see, she thought fabric softener came in sheets and laundry detergent was always a liquid form. But other than having a few overly soft clothes, she was fine. Then, 3 years later, it was time to send Evan off, our son, to the great beyond my grasp. And the doubting started again. What if? Knowing Evan as well as any mother ever knows her teenage son, I felt he would appreciate my reminders even less than his sister did. And he probably needed a horse of a different color anyway. So I left him at adulthood's door with the following. Your keys are on the back of the toilet. Your shoes are right in the middle of the hall. Your coat is in your car trunk. Your cell phone is in your pants that are in the laundry hamper. And your mom and dad will always love you.